Yep. Zing Talir versus.
Alrighty, welcome everybody to round one. We've got Roshi at the bottom of your screen. We've got Arcade up at the top. Arcade is on Feln Mill, Tome of Horrors, so we're going to have to take a look at that one during the break as well. But we're going to dive right into things. So it looks like Roshi has a hand of 4 power, Initiate of the Sands, Aurelian Merchant, and Norris Roa. And on the other side of things, Arcade looks like they've got... Ooh, they went to 6. They've got 2 power, Dream Snatcher, Transpose, Blight Moth, and Exploit.
Oh, so you never want to go to 6. Just out of the gate, especially with what is effectively a mid-range deck. It's kind of trying to play fair, mill shenanigans aside. And if we don't see that Tome of Horrors show up, then Roshi looks like he's just getting the goldfish for a while here. So,
Pretty quick
do
start
not want to
there.
be up against a ramp deck's goldfish.
Definitely not. Pretty quick start there for Roshi getting that Initiate and that Tokas out there. Drawing Javon for turn. So this is one of the new ones if you haven't seen Javon, but it's a 3/3 for 3. Pay 4 to draw a card. If it's a unit with cost 4 or less, just play it for free. And then whenever Javon attacks, each unit played this turn gets +1/+1. But we're going to start off by twisting a Tokas here.
Yep. The Arcade didn't bolt the bird. Didn't deal with the Tokus. And now Roshi is just way overpowering Arcade here with 6 power to 3. Holy moly. This Blight Moth better come down and deal with this Initiate before things get completely out of hand.
Yeah, and you called it right there.
Okay.
That's what's going to happen. That Blight Moth is going to take care of that Initiate before things get a little too out of hand, but Roshi's still doing pretty well so far.
So pay 4 with Javon and whiff. So just draws a time etchings for his trouble, and is now going to swing in. I am not sure about that. I would not want to give up my Tokas. But that's brutal. Gets the 2-for-1 with the Ascendant Agent. Arcade just felt really compelled to deal with that Tokas as best he could, but the problem is now that they have 0 board presence, and
they did get a Tome of Horrors out, but like you said, yeah, you need a board presence. That's not going to win the game on its own.
Right. That's a problem with this Tome of Horrors approach to mill. That if you're behind on board, you can't really get anything going. And once again, we see Roshi just doing whatever Roshi wants, really. I have to imagine we're going to see that Talir come out of the market.
There it is, yep. And only 1 power away from playing it as well. A couple quick social shout-outs. Thank you so much, Cassendrath, for the raid. We really appreciate everybody joining from Cassendrath this stream. And thank you, Stormguard, our lead TO tonight, on the 4-month resub. We really appreciate you subbing and supporting the stream. Very nice. Thank you so much.
A huge raid from Cassandra. Thanks so much, Cassandra. Ooze Pod, let's see those oozes in the chat.
Absolutely. Now, if there's anything to be thankful for tonight, is that I think there's only 3 copies of Sling. So Sling was all over the tournament on Friday and was 3 of the top final 4 decks. So thankfully, only have 3 copies in the whole field today. Hopefully, we don't see quite as much Sling taking over like we did last time.
Well, I mean, I suppose if you absolutely want to, if you absolutely want to stick it to Sling, I guess you can bring Kira, but not deciding to, and oof, Toll of Warfare going to snipe that Talir, and I think if I remember correctly, that also snipes every other card with cost 6 or more from the market and void. And
it does, although that would be a really impactful play, but I don't think it matters. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think it matters because Roshi's just got the total board presence, so unless Arcade has some way to deal with this wide board, it's not going to do anything. And it's
Not at
not gonna
all.
matter, yeah. All right, well,
Arcade just
Roshi gonna take the first one.
yep, that was pretty one-sided.
All right, so here is Roshi's classic Xenon build. We just went over that one, but let's switch things up and let's take a look at what this Feln Mill mid-range deck that Arcade brought tonight.
So, what do we have going on here? So this is basically just this is a Feln mid-range deck, effectively, just hoping it draws. There is a Mournful Death Cap. There is a Mournful Death Cap, and there is the Tome of Horrors combined with a beatdown, some sort of a beatdown plan here. But, like, it's. I see what it's trying to do. It just doesn't look like it can do it unless it gets the exact one-ofs it needs in the correct order. Like, that is, it only plays a set of very specific cards that work with the Tome of Horrors, and Arcade, is looking at what I think has to be the perfect draw for the deck. Dream Snatcher into Tome of Horrors into Impending Doom or another Dream Snatcher. I don't think it gets any better for this Felon Mill deck. Those are the exact cards you want at that point in the curve, at that point in the game.
On the other side, Roshi looking at sort of a quick start, ramp start. You've got the Initiate into Trailmaker into Aurelian Merchant. Also have a Twin Spitling there, so not a bad hand from Roshi's side either. Especially if these kind of early plays can stick.
So, Roshi sandbagging the Silex.
Yeah, gonna hold on to that Silex. Hopefully trying to draw some more later. I guess when you have these early ramp creatures, you're not really starved on power, assuming that these are gonna stick. You're gonna be able to play everything in your hand, so trying to hold that Silex for value.
Right, and these Trailmakers, they also provide influence. So this second Trailmaker is going to come down, provide the third Shadow influence, and then the Silex is going to come down, and instead of coming in depleted, it's going to actually create a Trove. So once again, we are seeing Roshi just absolutely take off when it comes to power generation, and I am not sure about this attack. Oh, this is not an attack I would.
Yeah, that is
make.
interesting. Okay, 1 damage to each unit, Essence Feast. All right, nice.
The Essence Feast.
So Arcade had Essence Feast in hand, which says deal 1 damage to each unit. So essentially trading away their unit, but was able to take the 3 health off of Roshi's unit to knock it down to 1, and then Essence Feast took care of that as well. So kind of just a board wipe there for Arcade.
But Roshi going to think ahead and essentially completely reload with the Nash, and Arcade does not know about this exact pull, but they have to hope that they can at least get one swing in with the Impending Doom. Yeah. Okay, this...
Well, Roshi didn't have the 6th power, which is key, so had the perfect answer there in Nash, the Impending Doom, but didn't have the 6th power, still doesn't have the 6th power, so stuck on this Nash for now. It'll still be impactful if able to cast it next turn.
Oh, for sure. And do we see it? Do we see the
Tome of Horrors?
6th power?
Tome of Horrors hitting here, and now there's another Tome of Horrors in Arcade's hand. All right, there is.
Oh, the 6th
but
power,
it's depleted.
But it's depleted.
Oof. Yeah, depleted. So, gonna draw a card, but is gonna get to play it for free, so that's pretty nice. The Kanya Ironthorn Envoy, a 4/4 summon. When one of your units hits the enemy player this turn, play a random sigil from your deck. So yeah, gonna attack in and say, sure, do you want to trade your Dream Snatcher, or are you gonna give me a free sigil?
What else is there to do, honestly?
Yeah. Yeah, gonna get that free sigil. I guess at this point the damage is already done, so gonna take that 3 damage, get a second copy of Tome of Horrors here. And now a Blight Moth, not gonna be the most impactful here, but can shrink the Javon so it can't attack through the Dream Snatcher. But Nash is available now that Roshi's up to 7 power. Let's see. You gotta start keeping a little bit of an eye on Roshi's cards now. Also, you got this Dream Snatcher getting huge.
How many cards are there left in Roshi's deck?
Yeah, we're gonna have to see after this top counting. Still 43 right now, but they are gonna start to go quick. All right, here comes that Nash. That's gonna take care of 2 units and attack in for 5.
Okay, if that's an actual third tome of it is, that's not a spectator bug. That is
that is
third tome of horrors. This game's just over.
That is a third tome of horrors. So that's what? That was 15 damage? That's 45? Yeah, that's 45 cards, and there were only 43 at the start of the turn, so I think that's game over.
Yeah. Okay. This animation needs to be sped up.
Yeah, a little bit. We can't hit the fast forward button, but yeah, that's we'll see it count down one by one. But yeah, I guess that's one way to do it, is to just draw 3 copies of Tome of Horrors will do it.
Oh gosh. Direwolf, you may want to work on the animation. That's... Yeah.
2, 1, 0. That's game. Congratulations, Arcade, on tying that one up 1 game apiece. So, hey, if nothing else, Arcade gets to go home tonight with a smile on their face that they got to pull that off on camera.
Hey, no more than 40 cards in a turn.
Yeah, wow. Who had that on the bingo board? All right, so that time, Arcade, the difference in that game was Arcade was able to keep the board a little bit more clear, as well as, obviously, 3 copies of Tome of Horrors.
Right. Roshi got caught looking ahead a little bit, and yeah, that bit him. That Nash actually brought it in hand a little too long.
Yeah, a little too long.
I still think it was the correct grab, but yeah, it was unfortunate. Roshi looking at a...
Was there anything Roshi could have even done on that one is the question. I mean, yeah, that was going to be... That unit was going to hit. I'm not really sure what else Roshi could have done. I guess grab something else to get rid of the unit maybe, but yeah.
Okay, this has to be key from Roshi. Second 7, initiate into a 3.
Yep, seems good. On the other side of things, Arcade's looking at 2 power. Dreams, yep, going to keep the 2 power Dream Snatcher Tome of Horrors hand. Also has a Blight Moth now, Impending Doom plus Savage Incursion. So if Arcade can continue to hit power drops, that hand's going to look pretty good. How crucial, if we remember Arcade's turn last year, remember that they had the deal 1 to everything and took out the whole board. That really slowed Roshi down quite a bit.
Oh, for sure.
All right, going to see Kanya on top and going to play out that Toka. So Roshi curving out pretty nicely.
Oh, for certain. 3-5 Tokas. That's no joke.
That is no joke at all. Maveloft Huntress to draw for Arcade. So that can kill the Tokas, I believe. That doesn't stop Imbue, right? I don't think so. It's not a spell.
Whoa. So going after the Javon instead of the Initiate with the Blight Moth.
I guess it makes Javon not be able to attack through the Dream Snatcher. All right, Time Etchings and a Kanya. So just going to activate the Javon, draw a card, and there you go. We see it again. Hitting again, getting to play the Devotee of the Sands for free because it's cost 4 or less. Just get your value on, I guess.
That's going to be a Sigil and... Yeah, once again, our Arcade is really behind the ball here. We're just seeing that time ramp, when not disrupted, do so much work. So Nash the grab once again. And Arcade missing on power. This Huntress is going to come down. I have to imagine she's going to go after this Tokus. Yeah, 5-4 versus 3-5. Easy kill.
Yeah, taking
and
out
then
that
Arcade's is going to have to pass.
Sandstorm tighten the draw. Also that Nash here for Roshi. That is a pretty good one. I mean, Blademoth isn't the easiest thing to kill, or not the most important thing to kill, but getting that 1/1 killer out every turn is really nice. This attack going to go and attack with everything. Push a little damage through. Going to lose the initiate, but going to get to play some power for that.
Sure. Lose 1 power, play 2. That's kind of basic arithmetic. And I have to imagine the Sandstorm Titan comes down here as well, unless Roshi wants to just sandbag that as a market card. But yeah, 5-6, get it on the board. Okay, so here is a Death Cap.
Mournful Death Cap. It's a 2-power 0/4 and power. So whenever you play a power, the enemy player discards the top 3 cards of their deck. All right, here comes the Tome of Horrors. So that's the first copy of Tome of Horrors for Arcade, and they're probably a little bit behind on board, but they've got some blockers out. They can extend this game a little bit longer.
Sure.
And then let's see. We got the Essence Feast in hand, plus an Impending Doom and a Blightsmith Smuggler.
So Javon gonna roll and once again hit a 4-drop. I wonder, is Roshi's, are all of Roshi's units in the main deck with cost 4 or less? If so, then anytime
I think
Javon
they are,
rolls,
yes.
Oh wow! So anytime Javon hits a unit with the roll, then they're going to hit. And I have lost stream visual, so if you can quickly reshare that, that'd be great.
Back to you right now. All right, nothing going on this side of things. Just kind of waiting for Arcade to take that turn. Also, notably, Arcade is stuck on 4 power here. Not hitting a power drop. Roshi hitting all their power drops.
There we go. We are back, and we are not back. Okay.
Well, nothing has changed on this side of things while that's getting loaded here. Just more drawing from Javon's on Roshi's side. Just trying to get those activations. Missed on that. Did not hit a unit there.
Yeah, so I don't think this board is going to remain in a stall much longer. There is a Tome of Horrors on board, and Tome of Horrors plus Dream Snatcher does snowball pretty quickly.
Yeah, and Roshi's not really getting through right now. Now, I guess Roshi could.
And any, I have to imagine this Mavloft is going to block, die, and then free the Dream Snatcher once I can see the stream again. But Roshi once again in kind of an unenviable position against the Dream Snatcher Tome of Horrors combo.
Yeah.
That said, Roshi does have the inevitability with the Talir combo, but if Arcade can get the Tome of Horrors Dream Snatcher Snowball going again, well, we saw what happened last time though. Last game was, I think that was a pretty big outlier, just drawing 3 Tome of Horrors naturally in the top 20 or so.
And that killed Roshi from 45 cards left. 41 left in hand right now for Roshi, but going to go 3 more thanks to this Empower. All right, then the Heartstopper as well is going to draw the card. So Heartstopper says the first time the enemy player discards a card each turn, draw it. So whenever Roshi, the first time they discard, Arcade's going to grab that card. And it was just a Xenon Insignia.
Okay, so apparently the Dream Snatcher died to something. I have to imagine Ascendant Agent came down.
I believe it was a Twilight Hunt giving a Nightfall, or I'm sorry, giving a killer an attack.
Okay, that also works.
I do like this deck building by Roshi to keep all the units in the main 4 or less so that Javon just plays anytime it hits a unit. That is pretty nice.
Yeah, this Nash is going to come down and just bottom 2 of your units, swing in with my whole army.
Sure, do it. And notably, so Sandstorm Titan says units can't fly, but they still have flying. So Nash still hits them even though they're not doing that little bouncy bounce animation.
Right. They still have flying. They just can't fly.
And quick round, I guess, because all the backup matches are finished. So this is game 3, and this is the final match of the round already. And Roshi, yeah, you're right that it's interesting because who has inevitability is an interesting question because you're right that Roshi has the Talir combo, but Arcade also has the mill. So Roshi can't really sit around on board presence forever because Roshi's going to run out of cards and die if that happens. Here comes a turn to seed to take care of the Anoris Roa.
So I am not quite sure why that was pointed at the Anoris Roa as opposed to the 2 Sandstorm Titans.
So Arcade gonna just suicide attack in 2 units here. That's gonna discard it. Now Essence Field has Deadly and Lifesteal, so that's gonna wipe the board and clean things up there. So Essence Field says Lifesteal when the enemy player has 10 or more cards in Void, Deadly when they have 20 or more. So putting that in, there's 20 or more cards in Roshi's Void, so that was Deadly and Lifesteal to everything.
Sure, but Roshi still has 9, make that 10 power. Now there's 10 power, so we're just going to spin that Grota's Burden, sure. I think, which...
No, instead you can actually play out the Giant Timekeeper. So going back to last turn real quick, I feel like I missed something. What was the purpose? So Arcade played the turn to seed right before playing a Wrath on the Anoris Roa. Does Anoris Roa have some text that protects it from getting...
Yes. Anoris Roa keeps any of your other units from taking spell damage.
Ah, there you go. I missed that. Okay. There you go, chat. We missed that. There you go. That's why the turn to seed on the Anoris Roa, followed up by the Essence Feast to kill everything. Nice. So heads up play there by Arcade.
Not sure it's gonna be enough though, because that burden bottomed the Grota's Burden bottomed the Tome of Horrors, and now Killer with Grota's Burden.
Yeah,
this is
it's pretty good.
One of those nutty sequences. But
now
it's going to stop here.
This Timekeeper has Deadly, Exalted, Killer, and Unblockable. That's going to push through 12 damage. That Unblockable, pretty key. That's pretty nice putting the Exalted with the Spiteling to just pass on Unblockable to your Timekeeper. That's a nice little synergy.
Right, this isn't a Timekeeper Emerging Guide of Shift. This is an unblockable, formerly unblockable, actual unblockable Timekeeper. So this is basically a 1-turn clock for Arcade. So we have to see another Essence Feast now.
Yeah, if Roshi can get a time sigil here, they just win. Treasure Trove gonna plunder with the host Transpose, but not gonna have time to cast anything off of that Transpose. So if Roshi gets a time sigil, it's game over.
I have to imagine we see a third time source within 3 draws, because
Sandstorm Titan, Aurelian Merchant, neither of those are going to hit. Is there anything in the... Well, you could just get a Crest of Mystery out of the market. Well, it doesn't matter. There's a time sigil off the top.
Right. So, okay, how many ways would you like to win, Roshi?
Plenty of options. Going to attack in. I really love that unblockable synergy with that timekeeper, and that's going to be it. Roshi's going to take it 2-1. Congratulations, Roshi.